So easy to give into instant gratification today, but the truth is that it's actually not gonna get you far in life. Hey guys, my name is Simon Behar. Thank you back for tuning into my channel. Please don't forget to like the video already. I'm not gonna wait till the end, but if you could just like it now, subscribe, that'd be amazing. So today I'm gonna be talking about delayed gratification and how delaying what you want today for a future date will actually benefit you more in life versus getting that want today. In today's world, there's so many distractions that feeding into that instant gratification is actually pretty easy. Let's just talk about social media. Social media is everywhere. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have Twitter. You can literally walk in, open up your phone, get on Twitter, get on Instagram, or even TikTok and be stuck on there for hours, right? When you're on any social media platform, you're simply just in it because you're trying to feed something that you feel like you're missing, right? You feel like you need that rush, that dopamine, and if you're not able to get it on your day-to-day life, you're just gonna go back into social media, get that gratification, and then that's it, right? And that's what how we all tend to live. Let's talk about even losing weight. We all wanna lose weight, but yet every single week we go out and eat, we go out and drink. What does that do? That doesn't help you accomplish your goals. It doesn't help you stay more productive. It doesn't help you lose weight. All it's really doing is feeding in a rush of happiness when you're eating that food or you're drinking or you're having fun, when in reality, you know you shouldn't be eating that. You know you shouldn't be drinking that, because if you do, you'd be able to look a lot better, or at least meet your goals and your expectations a lot quicker. Now, the same thing goes for everything else, right? There's a lot of things that we all want to accomplish, even just in life, even outside of fitness or outside of vanity. And the truth is that if you are out doing the opposite thing of what you're doing to help feed that void, to help feed that want today, chances are it's going to take you longer and longer to actually accomplish it. Another example is, let's say you somehow ran into making $1 million, right? What if you had $1 million sitting in your bank account right now? There's a very high likelihood that you might want to go out and spend that money. You might want to go buy a house, you might want to go buy yourself a car, you might want to buy your parents something. Hey, that sounds great and all, and maybe you could buy something, right? But what if you invested that $1 million? What if you put that $1 million in something as simple as the stock market? What if you just bought the S&P 500? The S&P 500 made a return of 10 to 20% yearly over the last almost 100 years, right? Now think about that. What if you're just making 10% a year from your $1 million? If you put $1 million in the stock market, in the S&P 500, and you made only 10%, that's 100 grand. You literally made 100 grand doing nothing. What if you just pulled all that money every single year, right? You're making passively 100 grand. Yes, you only have $1 million, but you're making 100 grand, right? That would be a lot better versus spending that money now. What if you didn't pull that money? What if you just left it in there? What if after year one, you now have $1,100,000? Well, the next year, you're gonna have $1,220,000. Think about that, right? Most people aren't willing to do that, which is why most people aren't able to accomplish the things that they want to do, because they rather get that want and that need today versus delaying it 5, 10, 15 years out from now. To understand a little bit more why feeding into that instant gratification, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about the 3 personal traits that Dr. Sigmund Freud believes are the key reasons why we do what we do today and in the future. So those 3 elements of our personality are the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is pretty simple. Most of us already know what it is. It's really the things we do on a day-to-day basis, right? It's what our primal brain taught us to do, right? It is drinking water, gathering food, eating the food, communicating with people, walking, talking. Those are all things that we all do on a day-to-day basis. We've done them for years, and we're probably gonna keep doing them for the rest of our lives, right? It's just what we need to be who we are and to keep living. The second is the ego, and the ego is not something where, you think about like, oh, that person's so full of themselves. It's more so of a control mechanism, right? It stems from the id. So through the ego, you're able to express what you want as a person, but you're able to do it on a more controlled basis. Example, when a baby cries, a baby's crying because they want water, they want food, but they don't know how to control those emotions, and they're simply just crying and screaming to get what they need. With an ego, when you're grown and you're not crying and you're actually able to control those emotions, you know that you can get all the same exact stuff without actually screaming or crying or getting mad at anybody. You simply just have to calm down, you have to wait, or you have to go out and get what you need. That is just what it is. Now, when it comes to the third, the super ego, so the super ego starts developing when you're 5 years old, and it really stems from your family and your environment. Everything that's around you, that you live, that you breathe, that you see, starts developing subconsciously, which then creates the habits and the person that you are, which then builds that super ego. And when that super ego is created and is being created as you're growing, that is when you tend to do the things that you do subconsciously. So the conscious tells us when we're doing something wrong, why we're doing it wrong, and maybe that we have to do X, Y, and Z. When with a super ego, will tell us how we have to do those things, whether they're good or bad, and just make them happen, right? So when you just know, you just do, and when you just do, you just make things happen. So it's just like if you wanted to, say for example, give food to a homeless person, right? You're gonna give them food because you know that if you give them that food, it's gonna make them happy and it's gonna feed them, and it's also gonna create some sense of happiness towards you because you know that you were able to help somebody. That's your ego ideal. So when you're able to feed into your ego and your super ego, you'll get a sense of accomplishment. You'll get a sense of, this is what I wanna do. This is what I've always dreamt of doing. I feel as if I finally made something happen, right? Versus when you are focusing on the id, you're not getting that, right? When you're focusing on the id, there's really not much that you're getting as a person, as a human, for your soul, for your spirit, whatever you want to call it. You're simply just feeding into what the body wants as a human, which again, your primal instincts, which again is drinking water, eating food, talking, walking, getting some sun. Those are all automatic things that you need to do. So again, the id sounds like it's pretty simple to do. Maybe there's not much to think about it, but this is again where delayed gratification comes in. We all tend to focus more on the id versus our ego or super ego. Okay, so you guys might be asking, okay, well, how do we not operate out of the id? Like, what is there to do? Like, is there something we can do today so that it helps that? Well, yeah, it's actually pretty simple. It's called delayed gratification. We all know it, we all do it, but honestly, we don't do it as often as we should. Now, there's this test called the marshmallow test. Some scientists back in the 70s made this test on these kids where they basically were giving them marshmallows, but there was a catch. They told them, okay, you can have this one marshmallow today, right now, but if you wait a few minutes, you'll have a second marshmallow. Honestly, most kids are very impatient, right? But there are some kids that are actually able to do it. You know, they're able to stay calm, they're patient, they understand they're gonna get a second one. Others are just like, you know what, just give me the marshmallow, I'm gonna eat it. Which, there's nothing wrong with it. And scientists found out 15 years later that all the kids that waited to get a second marshmallow actually had better SAT scores. Now, what does that tell us? That actually tells us that the more patient you are and the more you're willing to delay gratification, you're probably gonna accomplish more. But why is that? Well, think about this. If you know you have to study for a test, right? And you know that if you put in 10 hours worth of studying every single week, you'll be closer to getting that A versus only studying 2 hours. But what if you know that, okay, well, if I just study 2 hours, I can go out and party on the weekend and I can probably still do good on my test and I'll also have fun. Well, who's most likely gonna do better on the test, right? Most likely the kid that's studying 10 hours versus the kid that's studying 2 hours, right? That is delayed gratification. The person who's willing to not go out and party or drink or eat or do anything else and is actually willing to put in the work and actually study, get better, understand the subject faster, chances are they are gonna do better in the test, because chances are the test is gonna seem way easier to them because they've read and seen and processed all this a lot, 5 times more than the other kid, right? And that's just what life is. That is honestly what entrepreneurship is. That is what doing anything within your life is, right? If you're able to delay what you're feeling today, what the id wants you to do today and do it later, you're actually gonna be able to do more today, which in a sense, you'll be able to accomplish more over a lifetime. So hopefully this video has helped you see that delaying gratification is a lot better than instant gratification. And if it did, hopefully you can get off your phone, not get on it right away when you wake up, scroll for 30 minutes, an hour mindlessly, versus getting up, doing what you know needs to get done, knowing that if you accomplish that today, it will make your life a lot easier and your life a lot happier. I'm really hoping this video will help you guys on how to create and implement new systems within your life that will help you think about more so in the future versus in the now, and versus with the id, and think about more in the sense of your subconscious and knowing what you need and what you need to accomplish, which in turn will make your life happier. thank you guys again for tuning in. Again, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my video. Again, like I always mention, I'll be posting videos on a weekly basis with everything I've learned, things I will continue to learn, and I'm hoping that all these things are able to help you guys on your day-to-day life as an entrepreneur, as a person, and your family. These are all things that help me accomplish a lot in life. And again, I'm only getting started. I'm hoping to accomplish 100 times more than what I've done. So I'm really hoping anything that I'm sharing with you guys is able to help you guys as well. Also, if you guys are looking for passive income and you want to partner up with me and my team, please click the link below and we'll share more information with you guys. Thank you.